Hey, welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben, and this is my review for Space Jam: A New Legacy. This film did something that no other film has ever done. I'll let you know what that is towards the end of this review. It's spoiler filled, talking about the best moments, what didn't work, and what possibly the future of this franchise holds because of the end of the film. Do give me a thumbs up. Let's see if we can do 20 likes on a video. I think that's doable. And most people who watch my videos aren't actually subscribed to it compared to my 11k subscribers. If you look at how many, so do hit the subscribe button and now if you can, and then if you don't like the video or what we're talking about, then you can unsubscribe really quickly. That's a bit of housekeeping. Let's jump into it. A rogue artificial intelligence kidnaps the son of famed basketball player LeBron James, who then has to work with Bugs Bunny to win a basketball game. So I think families going to watch this film, there will be two demographics. There will be those of the young kids that will go into this going, yeah, I'm going to watch some cartoons on screen, it's going to be excellent. And you've seen a couple of the trailers probably with your family, you've seen the clips which there have been a plethora of, the presentation, the money, the amount of money that they've spent on this film just before it even hits the screen must be substantial. They really wanted this to work because they've had so much work going on behind the scenes just to kind of get that presentation of, hey guys, we have a new Space Jam film. You would have seen everybody doing reactions to it, and so you finally get your butts in seats and you're there with your youngsters. And what does the film do for you? If you're an adult, you're probably going to snigger a couple of times and you're going to be looking behind the scenes to see the characters that Warner Brothers have put in their film, because basically this is a showcase for everything that Warner Brothers owns. You know, it's a Warner Brothers algorithm right from the beginning of the film when we see LeBron being kidnapped and he falls through the floor, the digitized floor. He sees Westeros. You know, we see so many different worlds of the IPs. We see Casablanca apparently has a whole world of its own, the Matrix world. When the film does work is when LeBron and Bugs have to collect their own team, and there's this sort of montage that comes across where we see where the characters have been scattered across the universes of the Warner Brothers collections of IPs. And so we go to some iconic addresses. So you see Granny in the Matrix move with Speedy Gonzalez, which is a cool thing, but we've seen that in the clip already. Various other characters in various other moments. For example, a dragon. I'll stick up an image there, which I thought was very cool. We get to go to the DC world where we see Daffy Duck trying to get into the DC. I think he wants to be a part of the Superman bunch. I think that was the gag. And talking about gags, there are so many gags in this, like funny jokes that are not going to hit for parents at all. In fact, you're probably going to feel your soul die a little bit as you listen to it.
Classic.
Not even dad jokes as bad as these. I do feel like from eight-year-old to maybe a 4-year-old, 4 to 8, they might find that sort of joke that they're coming across as funny. And I think that is a core demographic. There's two demographics for this film. There are those that have, you know, watching because of nostalgia and taking your family. You may have gone in as an adult because you had massive nostalgia for the original film. Not that the film is good, but people kind of love it even though they know it's not a great film. You know, growing up you probably watched all Bugs and Daffy, Wild Coyote, Marvin the Martian. You see all these in there. Part of the film that I thought I was going to hate is when our characters are digitized. And I think because they showcase that so much in trailers, I was expecting it. So when Bugs is digitized and they become 3D, I was ready for it. The thing that got me interested in watching in this film then was because of the backgrounds of all the characters that you get to see. From King Kong, the thing about it is as I started trying to focus in on the background, because the story is really blasé, and even when you're getting to the exciting basketball match, I kind of my brain was melting a bit and kind of zoning out. You kind of knew what was going to happen, and they were forcing a father and son story on you, and it just didn't really have heart. But there was so much going on as well. They have so much going on, and it's so boring at the same time. So your eyes start wandering towards the background scenes, and then you pick up characters like It, except it's a weird costume design of It. You see a weird design of King Kong, and then you see a weird design of the abominable snowman, and then you see a man in black that looks like Johnny Knoxville, and then you see the Scooby Gang, and then your eyes just keep bouncing to characters. One of the best costume design I thought there was the Night King with the White Walkers. I thought that costume was fantastic, but the rest all kind of looked like people were going to a dress up party. And also, one of the funniest things for this whole film is that the way the extras, the people in those costumes, were directed to act. If you catch them looking, if you particularly look at people in the background, while there's a certain amount of action, they will often be looking at other people, not paying attention to the game at all, and interaction with each other. Kind of. There is a character, well, the It character definitely starts smiling at people randomly, which I guess it would do, and then you have the White Walkers kind of doing other things, and you look at people, they all have really weird facial expressions, like they were filmed separately and then put into the crowd, which is probably maybe what happened. And really just the director or the filmmakers didn't expect people to pay too much attention to the background or zoom in, zoom in to see what is happening. And what you end up with is an amalgamation of really weird facial expressions in your background. So you have that. You have the people in weird costumes kind of looking similar to the characters that are a lot of fun to watch. It's Ready Player One, but just for a lesser thing, because the characters look less like the character. Basically, Easter egg filled movie, and that will keep you entertained for the most part. However, this film, as I mentioned at the beginning of the film, managed to do one thing that no other film has ever done for me, and it made me fall asleep. I didn't sleep for very long, but it was about a minute where I nodded off, came back and went, oh my gosh, what have I missed? Because there is a part of the storyline after we have that montage that it tries to force a storyline on you and just is dull. It has no real bearing. It's the family getting introduced to kind of what's happening. It doesn't have any emotional context to it, really. And because it's so drawn out and it just feels messy that you just kind of zone out. So even though there's so much, it ends up being quite boring. So there are moments that works for this, and I think young ones are really going to enjoy this film. But I think adults are gonna be disappointed if you're going for the nostalgia and were hoping that it was something more than it was. Unfortunately, it seems unfocused. I thought LeBron was fine. I thought the way it looked was okay. It was very vibrant in color. There's one moment that I thought stood out and that was brilliant, and the joke really hit, and that is, well, let's say two. One is the Mad Max one, where Wild Coyote is transposed into the Mad Max realm, which was fantastic. And he sprays, and he has that little sign that says "Witness me," and he's trying to catch the Roadrunner. And I thought that was really great. If they had more of that, they would have kept my attention. The second moment that I thought was brilliant was Rick and Morty come up with their spaceship, and they chuck Taz at their spaceship. He lands on the window, and it's like, we don't know what's wrong with him. There's nothing we can do about it. Good luck with that. And I thought that was brilliant. The fact that Taz is still, they don't know what's wrong with him, makes sense. And I thought that was brilliant. So there was two kind of jokes that I thought, that worked. Sometimes the writing was just like, yeah, they're nailing it. I want more of that. So then you get to the end where everything and everybody is happy again. We thought Bugs was dead, but Bugs comes back and he said, you can't kill me. I'm a toon. So we have him in the real world. Which is interesting because he says, oh, well, my friends are here. And so you're watching the credits and you see all of his friends in the credits doing real world things. So now not only are they 3D, but they're interacting with humans in the real world, not the digital world. And so that basically means that the next 2 or 3 films that they've got planned coming out, the toons might be interacting like how it happened with Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That could be where the story goes next. There's also a weird soundbite right at the end of the film with Porky Pig going, that's all, folks, and there's a sound of a basketball, which kind of is teasing that the fact that they're still playing basketball and they're going to do something perhaps for another film. So we have real world characters or real world toons with the humans and a soundbite with basketball. And even yesterday, we heard news of more films coming. So if this does well, and it might do well, whether it's good or not, because they've done so good at the advertising, and kids are dragging their parents out to the cinema again, or it's been bought on HBO Max. Apparently, The Rock may be up for doing one of these. So we'll see. So I'm going to give this a D plus, because there were moments I enjoyed, but for the most part, I I've never encountered a film that made me fall asleep, even the really bad ones. So, yeah, thanks so much for watching this, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.